All right, so I have a seed of an idea for a paramotor mission. Let me show you what I'm interested in doing. Like most paramotor people, I spend a lot of time looking at maps, looking for places to launch and land, but also things that look interesting from the air. And so when I look at this map of Virginia, this is Wytheville, Virginia, just north of the North Carolina border. This appears to all be part of the Appalachian Mountains. And I see these valleys and ridges, and it's pretty interesting topography. But this in particular, this valley here called Burkes Garden, just looks fascinating to me. And it's almost surrounded by mountains. I even think part of the Appalachian Trail runs through here, just on this ridgeline. Wonder if there's an opportunity to either launch within here, or maybe launch somewhere just outside. Like, for example, there's an airport, Mountain Empire Airport. I thought maybe I could drive up there today. And I want to go see what it's all about. So off we go. I'll put the paramotor in the car. Got the wing. The motor. We're all set. Before I even arrived, I took a couple of detours. I always like to check out some hiking trails, especially with waterfalls, and this one was pretty cool. Next, I set my GPS and drove right into the valley, Burkes Garden, and it is a really beautiful spot. But I also began to realize quickly that it's quite rural and isolated and private. There's almost no place for me to even park a car. Aside from a general store, there's very little to stop for. I also realized that this valley is filled with cattle farms. In fact, there are thousands of cows everywhere you look, and it made me reconsider wanting to fly over this valley at all. I'll definitely want to stay 500 or even 1,000 feet above the ground. So I made my way to Mountain Empire Airport, and I found that the conditions were just too strong that night. I'd have to try again tomorrow morning. I got permission to fly here from the manager yesterday, and I'm going to take off from the taxiway adjacent to the strip. There's supposed to be almost no wind on the ground, but I can definitely feel some. And the forecast is showing a strong layer of wind between 1,000 and 2,000 feet, which could be a problem given the terrain. But if I don't like it, I'm just going to come down and land. Wow, this valley is incredible. You really have no idea just how beautiful it is until you get up in the air and see it from above. I'm a little bit hesitant just because of the topography, these ridges, very sharp lines, and I am concerned about mechanical rotor, but man, how beautiful. Oh, the wind is much stronger than forecasted. I'm actually having trouble penetrating, so I may not go too far from the airport today. I also noticed that even though I think I'm plenty high, the cattle have been startled. So the conditions are strong and I can't get very far today. So I'm going to have to chalk this flight up to being a scouting mission rather than an adventure. But there is no denying this area is beautiful. I'm super happy to have found a PPG-friendly airport to which we can come back and plan another adventure. And with that, my flying on this trip is done. And it was a bust. But the trip's not over. The trip has been incredible. I've been able to check out some beautiful areas in Virginia, and I'm not done yet. I have one more stop in the Jefferson National Forest, and this is the Cascade National Recreation Trail, leading to the Cascade Falls along Little Stony Creek. This hike is 4 miles round trip, and it is one of the prettiest hikes I've seen in my life. And I don't say that lightly. This place is magical. The smell of the earth and the plants, the sounds of the creek and the birds, the boulders tossed about, the moss and the ferns covering the floor and making the entire place glow green. It'll make you think about people thriving in this valley for centuries and millennia before I ever step foot here. If you ever have the opportunity, make sure you check out this trail in the Jefferson National Forest.